Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the latest edition of the FPL PubCast, the preview stream we do every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. In this one, we're not going to be previewing the game week because obviously we don't have a game week coming up next week. We have one coming up the week after. So next week we'll be previewing game week 12. But this week we're going to have a look back at how we got on in game week 11. We're going to have a quick thoughts around what we're going to do between now and when we get our 5 free transfers in game week 16. Because I think depending on how many transfers you've got in the bank, you know, what your chips are, those plans could be quite different. We're also going to talk a bit about Wildcard, because I know a lot of people are on Wildcard. I've put up a Wildcard draft from my old friend FPL Review, and we will then give our very early thoughts on game week 12. So joining me, I will go in the order there on the screen, from bottom to top. Our special guest, he has not appeared on the channel in any form before, Alon from FML FPL. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here. Talk through the pain of my team and FPL and get some different perspectives.
Yeah, what was it you messaged me beforehand? Am I allowed to swear on the stream? Because there's a bit you got a bit of...
I just gotta mentally... It just flows out of me, the curses, which, a lot of people don't like, but it's just natural. And if I'm not allowed to curse, I really have to mentally prepare. I really have to if I'm doing a BBC spot, I'm like, okay, no cursing, No,
you're fine on here, mate. And then joining for his second appearance on the podcast, I do believe, the world's number one, we believe the world's number one currently ranked FPL content creator, Kieran from FPL Discomfort. Kieran, how you doing? You're here to lord it all over us.
It's so funny, isn't it? How the top rank of terrible performing people. Well done to me. It's like being the fastest runner in a one-legged race. So yeah, really proud of my. No, it's really happy to be back on the show with you guys, and it's a good time to be doing it, right? Because I think these are the moments where we now have maybe a good time, maybe a bad time. I think international breaks, you have more time to think about things, and then probably the first week's when you're logical, and the second week is when all of that goes out the window and you start thinking about the crazy stuff. So. Let's see if we can add some crazy stuff into it this week as well. Yeah.
Great to have you on, mate. And then joining me for the first time in, how many streams has it been, Trig? 4, you'll see he's put it in there in his name, the new New Zealand senior chess champion, Trig. How you doing, mate? And congratulations on your win.
Very good, thanks. I'm not sure how to feel about it, to be honest, because it makes me look old, doesn't it, being the senior champion? But it's good to win a title anyway.
Didn't you say there's an age rating above, isn't it? We were talking about it. Veteran, was it?
Yeah. Seniors is up to the age of 65, and then it's veterans after that. And then the legends, they're over 80, the legends.
Wow.
There were 4 of them. I thought one of them had died. He was sat on the chair, motionless for about half an hour asleep. I thought he was dead.
You're a young pup, Trig. You're a young pup, mate. Yeah. I've never seen you in as good a mood as you were in on Sunday. You were texting me so much. You'd won the chess championship. You had a brilliant game week, and you were on top of the world, weren't you?
Yeah, everything was going right for a change.
So before we start, let's have a quick say a quick hello to people in the chat. Hi to Prod, Matthias, Com, Eddie, David, Stanza. Hippie, who I've seen has opened up his own YouTube channel, so do go and check that out. Claire, Shagir, Avi, FPL Nightmare, or one of our regular co-hosts in the chat there. Podna, our moderator, Jigsaw, and I think that's everyone for the minute. All right, so I've ordered the teams from basically who had the worst game week to who had the best. So, Alon, I'm afraid that is your. So it's your.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry, I've got to do the admin thing. So between now and the end of the month, all the ad revenue and any other sort of super chats we get on these streams will be going to charity, to Mind and Streetcard United. You can check out the charities using the links in the description below if you'd like to donate directly. And please like and subscribe if you're new around here. Sorry about that, Alon. So here's your team. So I'll just read out for anyone listening on
disgusting
on audio only. So Alan's on 41 points, 1.6 million, which to be fair, Alan, it's not a terrible rank for most content creators. And his team was Dubravka 2, Senesi 2, Calafiori 1, Timber 1, Rodon 1, Ndai 3, Salah 2, Anderson, who people are talking about again now, aren't they, with 9, Saka 12, Bowen 4, and Haaland also with 4. So Alan, I take it you weren't best pleased with this game week.
My team, my season is just, it's rinse and repeat from last season. I was off to an absolute flyer, as was last season. I was like 200K in game week 6 or something. And then it's just been a very steep decline. As soon as I start touching my team and making transfers, only exclusively bad things happen. My game week 1 teams are always incredible. I'm like ahead of the curve. I have tons of good picks. I have long-term picks. I should never wildcard. I should never use transfers. And I would genuinely be in a better place. And now I'm using all my transfers, and it's just been horrible. So I'm down, man. I'm down. I'm down on my season, down on my team, down on my ability.
Have you seen that one guy who's ranked, I think he was ranked world number 1, but I think he's down to world number 28, who's not used the transfer, not used
that should be me. That should be me.
It does go like that a lot of the time, doesn't it? When you start making the changes, it actually like disrupts things. But
it's unreal. I think every transfer I've made pretty much has made my team worse, except for, maybe game week 2 or something. I brought in like Thiago for Jimenez. Every other transfer, I'm just like, in hindsight, disaster. Like, what am I doing? This is just, should have just held my guy. I had the right pick, blah, blah, blah.
Have you used your chips in that? Or
just triple cap and wildcard. So I've bench boost and free hit. Yeah.
Trig, any thoughts on Alan's team here? I mean, it doesn't look too bad on paper, does it?
I don't think 41's a terrible score this week. I mean, there's a lot worse than 41. I mean, quite a few people use their bench boosts and only got 50 this week. So, wow. I don't think it's that bad. I really don't. Anything over 40 this week is actually reasonable. Saved by Anderson. You don't hear that every day, do you?
I know. It's one of those ones that feels worse than it is, because I sold Tarkovsky and I sold Dewsbury Hall, who I were just like, I'll just start him home Fulham, and then like last minute I'm like, I'll rip him out, and that's 14 points. Just give it.
To be fair though, if you'd played him, you probably would have benched Anderson, wouldn't you? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fine. Did you see that team of the week, worst team of the week? He was 8th in the world and he got 19 points.
Oh.
And his team was not much different from all of our teams. It can happen to anybody.
It's crazy.
On any given weeks. I mean, the only difference is you didn't have Saka and Anderson.
Right.
But apart from that, it would have been very similar to your own team. So any week it can happen. You can have a really good looking team and just completely fail.
So I'll be thankful for my points. My few points, I'll be thankful for them. Put me in my place.
It's almost a green arrow, isn't it? 41 points.
So,
how many points of green arrow were you?
It was a red. I was, 200K red because I took a hit. So it's actually 37 points.
No, that is bad.
There we go. 4 points turned it from okay to bad. There it is.
Kieran, what's your...
Who was the move this week, Alon?
What was that?
What were the moves you made this week to take that
God.
minus 4?
I don't even remember. Tarko and KDH out. Who was the last one I transferred out? I'm blanking. Tarko, KDH, Semenyo out. Dodged a 0-pointer for Semenyo. Anderson, Ndai, and Timber in.
Yeah.
So Anderson was a new transfer.
So it's a minus 5-ish total, on all those points. Timber with a 1-pointer, and Ndai with a 3-pointer.
It's like Trig said, right? Like, we're so used to seeing high scores because Haaland's racking up 14 points or something like that, and the Arsenal defence are getting you 6 to 10 points, and if you got 2 of them, right? And I think everyone's in that situation, so it's kind of that good week to have a bad week type of situation. That where we're seeing, like, I think if you hadn't, 41 points probably gets you the green arrow, and it just shows how close everything is. Like, it feels worse than it is when you see that red arrow, but in reality you probably have 3 better assets in. Like, people are scared of taking someone like Semenyo out because they've owned him for so long. But you're probably ahead of the curve there, and then you've got someone like Anderson in who's already repaying it.
Yeah, there's probably some word for this. Maybe there's like a German word for this or something like that, where you make a right call, but then you don't reap the benefits. All week, I was like, this is a great week to go against Haaland cap. Like, he's going to be, 90% cap, whatever he was, in the content creators or whatever. I don't think it's a good captain week. I think there'll be other people there. Some people want Saka, some people want Gabriel. I obviously went Bowen here for those who aren't watching, who, dodges points like no one else every week. But so I got half of it right? Like Haaland gets 4 points, good week to go against him, but then I don't nail my cap. So it's like, so
and I would have been on Bowen as well. Like,
he doesn't miss a penalty very often, no, does he?
Yeah.
No.
They don't get penalties very often either, though.
Bowen was desperately like a player that I wanted in my team for that fixture. Like when people were asking on streams, who would you captain this week? I'm like, if I had him, it would be Bowen. Yeah. So it does feel incredibly unlucky because West Ham are scoring goals suddenly and he's not being involved.
Six goals, 2 wins, 6 goals, and no Bowen points. I'm like, this is not possible.
That's not normal.
Yeah, not normal.
Do you reckon Anderson, because I did actually mean to put him in the slides later, because I actually wildcarded. One of the main reasons I wildcarded a few weeks ago was to get rid of him. And now people are talking about bringing him in. Do you reckon he's, Alan, do you reckon he's talk about Casado and Rice, is he in there with them?
Well, I'm glad you brought them up because every week on our pod, we get Rice question, Casado questions, Xhaka questions, all these guys. And everyone forgot about Anderson, who half the people owned in game week 1. He's the best def conner of all of them. And he's just great every week. He's their best player. He's incredible. Obviously I didn't know he was going to take a pen. I got pretty lucky there, but he still takes a lot of corners. He still gets into the final third. So I was just like, he's 5'3" now. He's almost $1 million cheaper than someone like Caicedo. He's as good, if not better, than Defcons as anyone. I was like, I could start him most weeks. If he's hitting that 4-pointer range, I don't know, 2/3 of the time with a little bit of, maybe bonus corner. I guess he's somewhere on the pen pecking order. You could do a lot worse. He's my
saving $1 million on Rice, aren't you?
Saving $1 million and he's my worst player most weeks in my 11, my 10th or 11th best player, and that's fine for that price to get, 4 points, 2/3 of the time with the occasional 9-pointer. It's great. I'll take that.
Okay. Let's have a look at next, who I believe is me. The 44 points, this was a green arrow, Alan. So I think it was quite a low bar this week. So I'm on 44 points, which brought me up a couple of, I think about 20,000 to 413k. So my team is lots of ones: Petrovic 1, Gabriel 1, Timber 1, Richards 8, Fernandes 5, Semenyo 0, Minter and Enzo both on 3, Saka 12, Mateta 2, and Haaland captain 8. I mean, the real big one for me is, and I've got to thank Trigger for this, I was going to start Rodon, and Trig said, you're overthinking it. Just put Richards in, he's at home. And I mean, apart from him, and I guess Saka, there were returns, but, it wasn't a great deal of returns. So I said in my members video on Sunday, I think this was a very good week to not have a bad week, if you know what I mean, just to have a sort of dead average kind of week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Trig, I'll come to you, mate. Are you still very anti Enzo? Because he's yellow flag now as well, isn't he?
Well, I would never have bought him, but the stats flatter him because he's not a great finisher, and Chelsea spread the goals out so much. And I think that Burnley match is 2 days before Barcelona, isn't it? And they've already lost to Bayern Munich and they drew their last match. So they really need to win their Champions League game this week. So, and Enzo can't play 3 games in a week. So it's going to be interesting. I think they got Arsenal the weekend after. So if there's going to be any rotation, it is going to be for this Burnley match. So
is he on?
Even if he plays, he's not going to stay on very long.
Is that with Argentina?
He's not. No. He didn't go on international duty because of his injury.
Okay.
Chelsea have got Burnley on the Saturday or Sunday,
right?
Barcelona on the Tuesday, and then
Yeah.
they've got Arsenal at the weekend. So
Tough.
very tough. And we know how much Maresca likes to rotate. I wouldn't even be surprised if Sanchez is rested for that Burnley match, but there's definitely going to be rotation.
Yeah.
And the starters are going to come off early. Guarantee it.
Yeah. So we've got a slide on Semenyo, so I won't go into him at the minute. But Kieran, what's your thoughts on Bruno and the Bruno and Burmo debate in terms of who we should have?
It's just another one of those where I think they're both fine, right? I think they're almost the same price now as well. Like, what are they, about $500,000 difference?
Yeah.
And I find that the arguments people have for one of the players is completely dependent as to who they've got in their team rather than anything else. Because Bruno's on penalties and he gets DEFCONs and he's on set pieces, and Bumo takes more shots and scores more goals. Cool, right? So they're both good, right? In a game where we can facilitate it by playing more defenders who are relatively cheap, where we can have someone like Elliot Anderson who's cheap. You can have them both. You can pay that kind of money for those players. So I think we're in that situation where transfers are meant to be used to kind of rotate those more expensive players to get them in for their fixture run. And yeah, that might mean, like, do I want double United midfield for long? No. Would I like it for 3 or 4 weeks? Yeah, absolutely. Might as well. So I think they're both good. I think both of them will get points, and the fixtures are decent for them both as well.
Alan, can I ask you, mate, because obviously your first time on the channel, we have quite a bit of discussion on this channel about, essentially, not necessarily coming from me, is FPL coming boring? And a big part of that is the Haaland captaincy thing. I see you've gone against it. Do you think it makes it boring just having the same player?
No, and this isn't a new thing, you know. I mean, it was Rooney in the past, or Suarez. You know, this happens most years, I would say. There's like some leading candidate, and Mo last year, right? I mean, there just becomes a guy who's just so overwhelmingly good and just blessed and just in form on the best team, yada yada yada. So it's not new. I do think it gives you a rare opportunity to go. You have this huge differential chance every single week if you ever want to go against it, which is actually pretty interesting, I think, because most weeks it's just, you know, we're playing with 10 men, everyone's on Haaland, he's, you know, home to a mid-table team, ridiculous to go against him, right? But then there's 1 in 5 weeks or something where it's like, all right, maybe Haaland's not the pick this week. The captaincy is going to be spread like crazy, you know, like there's 7 other guys who seem like roughly equal to captain that are going to be spread through the content creators or whatever. I think it's interesting. You know, like I missed my swing this week, not by much, but there's a world where Bowen double returns and I'm sitting here with a fat green being like, let's go. You know, I killed it this week, you know, so yeah, I don't mind that. It's just part of the game.
Okay, let's move on to Kieran's team. I'll say it again, the unofficial number 1 world ranked content creator. So Kieran is on 47 points, which I assume was a green arrow, but Kieran can tell us in a minute. 47k, and his team is Bravka 2, Lacroix 6, Gabriel 1, Munoz 6, Senesi 2, Semenyo blanking, Saka 12, Eze 2, Star 3, Voltemard 5, and Haaland 8. So yeah, Kieran, I can't remember last time you came on, but I'm sure you weren't this highly ranked last time. How did your game week go, and how have you got up to this lofty position since last time you were on?
Stubbornness and doing nothing, to be honest, was a long period of it. So really? My bench was my bench for a period? Fulkrug, who shit. Saka, who was injured, so I kept him the whole way through the red arrow.
Wow.
I had like another player who I had Ruta when he wasn't playing. So it was just that situation. I'm like, well, I could change those, but I don't want to. So I was kind of forced into playing a back 5 most weeks, and it just worked out from an early stage that as that all started to come together, I had Semenyo from game week 1 that I benched at the start, but then still had him in the team. So it was like my team I was lucky. I was ahead of where everyone started to move towards. So like I've still got the wild card in hand and bench boost and stuff like that. And and it gets into that situation. And I guess my self-criticism is, as the ranks got better, I'm making the second choice of my moves every week. So 2 game weeks ago, it was a debate of finally getting rid of Fulkrug and Rutter. And do you know what? I'm going to get in. Gut instinct was I'm going to get Mateta and Xhaka. He went, why would you get Xhaka? And I went, no, he's going to do something soon. Didn't get him in, got Sarah and Fortamada, and Xhaka got his 10-pointer. And then last week I was talking to Marcelo, and I just said to him, like, Villa are about to go on a run. He went, yeah, but they don't have any assets. Buendia is going to do it. He doesn't need minutes. Didn't go for Buendia. So it's those kind of things where I'm having a good season, but you start looking at it going, why didn't I just keep making these bold decisions and going for it and really just, instead of doubting yourself or overthinking it. So it was a decent-ish game week. The double Arsenal mid's been in there for a while with Saka and Eze. Eze's repaid it last week, but done nothing outside of that. And those Palace boys have just been ticking over so well for me. I think that Palace defence and the double up on it is just, it's a nice little safety net.
Yeah, I really regret not going for Minoz on Wildcard. Yeah, I know you're already taking suit. You were sending me screenshots of the messages where you playing these the other weekend. Trig, what do you reckon about Eze? I mean, the team looks very good, but do you reckon he's the one weak spot now for people who have him?
I wouldn't say he's a weak spot. Fixtures toughen up a bit now, don't they?
Yeah.
There probably are better options out there, to be fair. But, yeah, he hasn't really been central, has he, to Arsenal? But he's doing bits and pieces. Probably not as good as Rice, is he, as a pick?
No. What about Fortamada, Alan? Your thoughts on it? Sorry, mate, I interrupted you.
I am very low on Voltamata as a pick. He gets a slight bump up with Gordon injury because we assume he's on pens, and this guy just can't get a shot. I mean, I'm aware he gets the assist this week, but like he's struggling. The media won't say he's struggling because, he's had some good moments and he seems to be sort of like calm under pressure and clinical in the box. And that's always nice, but he just can't get shots off, and Newcastle look abysmal and their full back play is abysmal. And it's a little bit of an issue now. I see you nodding your head, Kieran. Like if I owned them, I would be thinking like, okay, when, if not if, am I making this move? It just does not seem to be a good pick to me.
Yeah, he's gone. He had his 2 weeks in the team. It's one of those. I'm realizing you don't need to be stuck. Like there are certain players you can go, no, that was wrong, and just get him out of your team. Yeah. I think there's other ones where you go, I don't think that's wrong yet, so I'll give him a few more. But he's one of those where my logic of bringing him in was he was playing West Ham in the first one. I mean, that's just he doesn't have to be good. The guy scores with his shoulder in games, so like there should be enough set pieces. Turns out West Ham are good now. So, that's probably the regret, but absolutely, he's on the chopping block. And I might go back down to one striker, to be honest with you, because it's just not even worth it at times. I probably won't. I'll go for another. Yeah, Thiago is the one that's on. There's another crazy part of me that wants to go early with no data or anything to back it up, but just, it's Ollie Watkins time. Surely the fixture's reform.
He has got good fixtures, hasn't he? That's it.
But he's so bad.
Just before I move on from your team, Kieran, so you still got all your chips left, or just because you're in a really good
position? No. So, wildcard and bench boost left.
You're in a good
free
position.
Hit was wasted.
Oh, so you free hit it already? Okay.
Yeah.
I free hit, I think it was in game week 3, and I free hitted out of my double Palace defence, and this was back when we weren't sure if Forest were rubbish. So I took out double Palace defence for double Forest defence, and Lacroix got an assist, Munoz got a goal. Like they both hauled. So it was one of those going, that wasn't a chip well used. So it's now that case of kind of looking at the wildcard. I'm glad you'll be chatting about it later, Gary, because there's AFCON transfers and a wildcard. I'm going, I'm lost now. I'm too stuck with everything.
I'm really confused as well with the free hit. When I'm going to use my free hit with the AFCON. But anyway, before we get on to that, top of the pile this week is New Zealand senior chess champion Trig out with 60 points, and he's back up to in the top 1,519,000. So Trig's team is Sanchez 6, Gabriel 1, Lacroix 6, Senesi 2, Rodon 1, Sarr 3, Fernandez 5, Saka 12, and Dyer 3. Your man, Thiago, Trig, who you're going to sing the praises of, I'm sure, 13, and Haaland 8. Talk us through it, Trig, and what's been happening in the last couple of weeks since the last time you were on?
Yeah, well, I've had a couple of green arrows in a row now after 3 reds. I mean, Alan, I was up in 250k after about 5 or 6 weeks, but gone down, come back up again, as you do in FPL. And team's looking good again now, I think. Team's looking good. I've held Virgil van Dijk. He's about to come into his own.
Oh, you
People are now buying Saka and Thiago. So people are kind of wanting my players now, which is good, rather than moving away from them. But yeah, pretty happy with it. You know, we'll talk about Thiago later, I think, aren't we? So
it's on the next slide.
So yeah, everything else pretty averagey, really, I guess. Saka played well, didn't he? Got the goal, got the DEFCONs. Suddenly everyone wants him again. And Senesi's a bit of a worry, though. I'm a bit worried about Senesi.
It was 2 DEFCONs in 3 weeks, weren't it? He got twice. He got it. It's very strange.
It must be recoveries, mustn't it? I don't know. I haven't looked.
Yeah, Kieran, you're the Arsenal fan, aren't you?
Recoveries.
They are, yeah.
That's it. He's pushing fullbacks back. They're tackling him. He's then pressing them and winning the ball back, etc., or getting involved in it. So you're getting those moments. He also is dropping back a lot, like the Sunderland game. The amount he was dropping back to support and being one of the ones to get that tackle in, and someone else would clear or just clear it. Because towards the end of the game, Arsenal were just kicking that ball away. They were terrified suddenly. So I think it's a bit more of that. Arsenal doing that high press means that he's got that higher chance of the recoveries as well. Not regularly, but I think there'll be certain games.
I'm going to move on to the next slide because I know Trig is going to not want to rush through Trig's team, but I know he's going to want to talk about this. So Semenyo, Trigger's not had him in his team all season, and Thiago, people were trying to tell you to get in someone else, weren't you, Trig? Talk to us about these 2 players, mate, and whether we should be getting rid of Semenyo or bringing in your man Thiago.
Well, I'm actually thinking of buying Semenyo this week. A lot of people are getting rid of it. For that West Ham fixture. Although there's a lot of rumours about it, he's asked to leave. So maybe that's explaining his recent blanks. Yeah, he wants to go. I think Liverpool are after him.
Yeah, there's some release clause stuff, yeah.
75 million apparently, isn't it? It sounds like Bournemouth want the money and quite happy to cash him in. So that's according to the media anyway. Yeah, but Thiago, I mean, at the beginning of the season, we all thought Brentford were in for a terrible time of it, didn't we? After losing Visser, Norgard and somebody else, but the goalkeeper. But they've been really, really good, haven't they? And I think people are now latching on. They've got no Europe. He's like a proper striker, playing like Visser did. Probably going to get as many points as Visser did last season. And he's still very much under-owned, but I think this is the week now where people are kind of latching on to him. Although a lot of people have moved to a 5 in midfield and they've kind of skipped him and gone all the way down to GUI. So it's kind of hard for them to get him now unless they sell Mateta. But yeah, he's looking very good. Very good. I don't think it's a flash in the pan. I think he's going to continue to score very well.
He was.
And
he was a content creator darling pick, wasn't he, in the summer? And then everyone went off him about a week before the season starts. You remember that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was because of Bournemouth in general. Yeah, a lot of people had him and Strand Larsen, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they wanted to. I think it was to fit Palmer in, wasn't it? Everyone had Palmer at the start of the season.
Well, for me,
so
it was also
to spend much in attack.
The Wissa transfer saga was holding me off because I was just thinking, well, if they keep Wissa, here's this guy Thiago. I've seen him play 3 games. I don't even know if he's good. You know, I don't want him. You know, Wissa's obviously going to be the striker, and then what game week 3, I think, or something like game week 2 or 3, they finally pushed the transfer through, and it's like, oh, okay. And then he took a pen, and it was sort of been like, oh, okay, yeah, Thiago's the guy, you know?
Yeah, I think it was.
We didn't know if he was any good. We didn't know if he was any good, did we? Because he was injured for the whole of last season.
Yeah.
So it would have been pretty risky to bring him in game week 1, other than just an enabler. So, but now it looks like he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Alan, I can't remember if you've got Semenyo. Are you? If you have, you think they're selling him or getting Thiago in?
I sold him last week.
Oh, yes, you said. Yeah, you went early.
Yeah, I went early. I mean, I've always liked him, and he will continue to be a solid pick. I don't think there's any world where he's ever a bad pick. That's just, Bournemouth are always going to be good. He is a good player. Very few avenues to points. Now that Kluivert's back to playing, he's not going to be on pens probably for most of the games, especially after the miss. But he shoots a ton, even though his shot numbers are down this year. He shoots a ton. He's involved in a ton. He's good. He's always good. I just had that million banked in him. And I don't know if he's... Yeah, I wanted to... the banking the million in him only matters if you sell the player. And I don't think he's worth 8 million. So I was just like, it's time. It's time for me to spread that million to the rest of my team. Someone like Thiago is a great example of someone who's just far better value for money, in my opinion, with pens. Yeah, that's really it for Semenyo. Good player, but I don't know if he's worth it.
Number one FPL content creator and ranked content creator in the world. What was your thoughts? What's your thoughts, mate?
What's the rank?
No, so it's FPL Game Week. They've got. It was one of my friends that was saying it. Like, made me check it out on there where you can see all your leagues. And one of the ones at the bottom said content creators, and I clicked on it, and I was number one. Turns out they don't actually recognize me as one, so it's just me saying it to myself over everyone else. So it's fake news, to be honest, but we're just going to run with it and get all of the airtime we can. Gary, which one do you want the opinion on, Thiago or Semenyo?
Both, mate. Both. Whichever one you think. I mean, the thing is, I'm put off by Semenyo because
Thiago will just do this now because we might as well. We'll just hit confirm on that transfer and just get him in. So there we are. He's now in the team.
Right. Okay.
That's my thoughts on him.
Who's that? Thiago?
Yeah, bought him.
Thiago's in.
Just get it out of the way.
That's our first live transfer on the channel. Thanks, Kieran.
Love to see it.
Exciting.
Well, I'm going to do it inevitably, so it's one of those that I just stop thinking about that and stop even considering Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Look, Thiago's class. It's interesting because, again, when I was trying to work out Voltemada versus Mateta, I'm one of those that will obsess over people getting hyped over a player for one specific reason. And, like, Mateta's good. I'm not going to say he's not. He was incredible at the end of last season. But this season's stats were just influenced slightly by that Bournemouth game.
Patrick, yeah.
And I just thought, like, let's just pull all those stats away. A game where he had, like, 11 shots, 5 shots on target, and just say, like, what is his true average? And did that the same for the rest of the players. And he was still decent, but I was trying to do it to go, look, Voltemada's the pick. And almost that sort of confirmation bias. It came out saying Thiago. And I'm like, oh, right, okay. And I didn't go there. So, yeah, he's one that I agree. None of us went there early because he just wasn't an option. I am being stubborn and keep saying I think Brentford will be getting relegated, but they're clearly not because the guy might not have managerial experience, but he's managed to just continue and clearly had a good influence on that squad beforehand. So it's almost like for like, keep doing what you're doing, guys, with just similar type of profiles. So yeah, good solid player. And I'm probably going to stick to that 2 striker formation, right? And I think that option to have Haaland plus him just gives you so much more money that you don't need. So yeah, good option. Semenyo, Shane, who I do the double pivot with, he sold him 3 weeks ago.
Really?
So he was really ahead of it. Yeah, so he's got, can't remember who he bought in for him, but he made that move nice and early. And yeah, I'd agree with what you said, Alon. I'm sitting here going, I bought him at like 7.5 or whatever he was, or like 7. And but if I sell him, I'm only getting 500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the thing that you I think all still have really good. Whilst I agree that he's not going to be the main.
Kieran, mate, I'm having trouble hearing you. I'm not sure if it's my.
Oh, is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's better, mate.
We lost you for a second there.
I disconnected the cable, I think. Yeah, Semenyo, I think just the fixtures are good enough, and I think Evan Nilsson's better for him than Krupi was because Evan Nilsson's more of that hold-up player and less selfish on the shots. So I think Semenyo will get more chances. Like, will he score goals? Yes. Will it be at the rate that he started the season? No. They've got other routes to points now with Kluivert, etc. And he'll probably get more subbed off at certain occasions to give him a rest as well.
Mm.
But yeah, he's a keep for me. But I think if people have sold him already, it makes sense. And I'd agree, there's no need to hold on to him just because you've got value in him.
Trig, before we change slides, did you want to show off any more about your Thiago OG pick, or?
No, that's fine. What are your thoughts on them, Gary? You were going to say something before.
Well, Semenyo, it's just the money, and I hate keeping players with the fear that the reason I'm keeping them is because it's going to cost too much if it comes back. I mean, let me actually go on to the next slide, because the one thing they have got in their favour is their fixtures now are very good. West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, Chelsea, Man United, Burnley. So that does tempt me to keep him. In terms of Thiago, yes, possibly if I need the money. But again, Crystal Palace, it would be Mateta out, obviously. Wolves, Man United, Burnley. But I certainly think, at some point if I need the money. Let me just talk over this slide. So we've got the fixtures on the right here. This is what I've entitled the stream. Forward plan in game week 12 to AFCON. And maybe we can all talk through our individual situations. And then I've got these 4 little discussion points about particular teams and when to wildcard. So obviously for anyone, I'm sure if you're watching this, you're aware, we get 5 free transfers in game week 16. So, for example, for myself, I'm in a position where I've got the free hit, I've got 4 transfers saved up already, and I don't know if you guys have got any transfers saved up, but I almost feel like I'm being not punished, but because we get those 5 free transfers, I almost feel like I'm going to be forced to use them. You know what I mean? When I might not necessarily want to. So, I mean, I'll talk through my situation, and then, so my current plan is I've got 4 free transfers. And I've only got the free hit left. So I'm probably going to free hit in 13 because I've got several Arsenal and a Chelsea player. And then you have to use my 5 free transfers, presuming I can save this week, over 14 and 15 to get topped up to 5 in 16. I mean, it's almost like I want something to go wrong in my team, because there's a couple of transfers I want anyway, because I'm going to have to use it, because it doesn't really make sense to me if I use it in 50, if I leave my free hit any later, then the transfer, if I left it to 14 or 15, I'm taking away my chance to use those transfers almost. You get what I mean?
19.
19.
Use
Well,
your
the
free
hit. Okay. Why do you reckon, John?
Because there's fantastic fixtures in game week 19, and it also means that if there's any injury crisis in your team or anything, then you can free hit rather than use up the transfers later on. I think those transfers you're getting in 16, you're not going to want to use those, are you?
No, maybe not.
So, I mean, you could just use them all in 15, I guess, 14 and 15. But you're kind of... You're right in that you're hampering yourself, I think, by having all these safe transfers now. You're not going to be getting the best use of them. You're just going to be wasting them, really, using them for the sake of it, aren't you? Because your team looks perfectly fine. So you are going to struggle. Like if you free hit in 13, that's 1 week where you can't use any of your free transfers. Yeah. So... I don't know what you're going to do.
I'm almost wanting injuries in my team. It's like a very, very
It
situation.
would be great for you. It would be great for you because most people don't have safe transfers to fix injuries. Like it would be really good for you if Haaland got injured, for example.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The higher the ownership, the better the injury for you, Gary. Because that's like you also like when you have someone in your team you just don't believe in at all, like, and you need that 5th yellow or that injury to sort of galvanize you to finally get rid of them. That's what you need. Like when Paqueta got his 5th yellow, Walsh was so relieved. He's like, oh, I can finally free myself from the shackles of Paqueta and just get rid of him,
Yeah, I think one of the reasons I saved them, maybe we'll get into this in a minute, is because like Liverpool, Man United sort of have fixture strings around 13. But the way they're performing, it's not like I'm going to want to rush out and suddenly get 3 Liverpool in. But if I come to you, Freelater, and you could maybe just say what I'll start with you, Alan, as our guest. First time on the channel. But what predicament do you find yourself in between now and 16?
Not that much, to be honest. I mean, aside from not liking my team, I mean, Bowen is kind of my thorn in my side at the moment where I'm just thinking like, I really like him. I think he's sort of a long-term hold, even without pens, even without any of the, other avenues. I mean, he just does it every year, right? He's between 180 and 200 every year. So I want to hold him, but their fixtures are really bad. They just scored 6 goals without him at all, no involvement. And, someone like Thiago is just way better value for money, so that's kind of, he's the one thorn in my side where when I look at my team, I'm just like, that's probably not the best pick, but I want to go against myself and just hold him. I also think, Rodon, I've been starting in quote unquote good fixtures, and he's just been rattling off mostly 1-pointers. Alderete was a really, really solid starter in good fixtures, but he's had a 3-week-long concussion. I have no idea what's going on with him, so he might just be, actually having serious problems that I just need to get rid of him, and he's just out for a very long time. Otherwise, I'm chilling. I have Mo, which I know is like, whatever, controversial or differential sort of, but very, very happily holding Mo through these fixtures until AFCON, and then I'll get rid of him.
Well, because
with
you
the
got both
5-3s.
Huh? You got Haaland
Yeah,
and
Haaland.
Salah, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I just think Mo for these next 4 is just a very easy hold. I'm jealous of your Virgil, Nick. I mean, that's, they're playing badly. They're conceding goals, yada, yada, yada. Next 4, I would love to have Virgil. The fixtures are so good. And he's genuine goal threat. And, every other game, it looks like he should have scored.
It's a bit annoying. People are going to be buying him now.
I know. Well, maybe they won't because of that City game. I mean, they were really, really bad in that game. And he's also
true.
scoring all his goals in the Champions League and not the Prem. So that's probably annoying for you too. But otherwise I'm kind of chilling. I mean, that's what happens when you blow all your transfers and take hits is you kind of end up with a team that's not too bad, hopefully. But I don't know. I don't know.
How many free transfers have you got?
No, just the one because I took a hit last week. Yeah, so
you're in a bit of trouble there, aren't you? You had a little bit of trouble.
I'm always in trouble, Nick. I'm always in trouble. I get myself into trouble. I rarely get myself out of trouble. I got a free hit. Maybe I'll use at some point. No plans. I'll probably use the bench boost after getting the AFCON transfers, I would assume, because then maybe I'll use 1 or 2 on like my backup keeper or whatever just to bench boost that week. Other than that, no big plans to change anything or move anything.
Seeing that you've got Bowen, maybe you should use your free hit when they're playing Liverpool or Man United. Take away one of those bad fixtures from him if you are going to keep him.
Yeah,
personally, I'd want to get rid of him, but then you've got other problems as well, so it makes it tricky.
Well, Bowen to Thiago gives me a lot of flexibility, right, to make another move eventually, a lot of money in the bank. I mean, it just seems good. I mean, West Ham's fixtures really couldn't be any worse. What are they? They're away Bournemouth, home Liverpool, away Man United, away Brighton, home Villa, away Man City. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like
I'd get rid of Bowen.
It's probably time. It's probably time.
The new manager, he hasn't been firing under the new manager, has he? So that's not a good sign either. So.
Yeah. So it's probably just Bowen to Thiago and just have the money in the bank for another, a future move or something like that. And I don't know if there's any other forwards that people want to shout, but I think it's clearly Bowen to Thiago unless someone else wants to throw something.
I mean, look at Brentford's fixtures. I mean, they're pretty good, aren't they, really?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. I mean, away Arsenal in 14, that's tough. As bad as it gets. But, yeah, the others are fine.
Sunderland scored 2 against them.
Yeah, they did. But he's no Dan Ballard.
True. The other option is to go with that sort of Liverpool run and hope that Ekatike is going to get that run in the team, right?
I don't know if he even will. Isak was on the bench, that's the thing with Liverpool. It's like, other than Mo and Verge isn't nailed, Isak's not nailed, Gakpo's not nailed, Ekatike's not nailed, neither fullback is nailed. It's just, and maybe, some people are punting on Soboslai. I say punting because you're kind of relying on, like, is he going to score a 22-yard worldie and get DEFCONs? Maybe he will. I mean, he's a really good player, but, there's just not that many picks you could get.
If Liverpool are going to integrate Isaac, this is the time they're going to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
With those fixtures.
And they need
So I
to
don't
get
think
him
you
up
can
to
go
speed.
Ekiteke.
They need to get him up to speed before Mo goes away on AFCON, right? He's got to start all of those games when Mo's at AFCON, and if Liverpool are going to have any chance of doing anything.
I think he's in the Swedish squad over the international break, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they don't start playing him now, with those fixtures. But we can't go there yet because we don't know. And we also can't go for Ekiteke, can we, really?
No.
Or even Gakpo.
Yeah.
Trig,
it's tough.
Can I come to you? Because I think we'll come to Kieran last, because Kieran has obviously got his wild card left, so it might lead into that.
I just wanted to say one thing, because just looking at the fixture. So if I bring in Thiago, assuming I bring in Thiago, he has that away Arsenal in 14. I mean, maybe 14 is not a bad free hit. I don't have Bumo or Bruno. They're home West Ham in 14. There's other scattered good fixtures I don't have any representation from. Forest are away Wolves, Palace are away Burnley. I don't have anyone on either of those teams. I got rid of Semenyo. He's home Everton. Maybe it's a 14. Maybe that's the week where everything just sort of lines up and feels okay for me. And I think
14 is a very good week. Everyone's honed in on 13 because that's the one all the content creators have decided upon.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Really, it's team dependent, I think. You play it when it's best for your team, not when everybody else is playing it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is Man City have got the early kickoff in the game week 13, so everyone's looking for team leaks so they can put the correct 3 Manchester City players in their team.
Horrible.
So what is your sort of plan between now and AFCON, and what advice would you give for anyone in general, negotiating this period before the 5 free transfers?
Yeah, well, I'm on 1 free transfer. Pretty happy with my team now. I've been moving towards a cheaper strike force. And my plan is to get in possibly another Man United midfielder, a Liverpool player possibly, although I'm going off that idea. I mean, I've already got Virgil van Dijk. So I probably won't get another Liverpool player. It'll be a Man United player. May even get Semenyo this week for his next 3 and then turn him into Cunha. And who else was I looking at? I was looking at Szoboszlai, but I've kind of gone off him a little bit. My main plan's really, I've got to deal with Reinders and taking out Njai, I think, from Everton. So I've looked at my team and he's nearly always on my bench every week because their fixtures aren't the best. But my basic plan is just to not do very much, really. I've been building towards this week and I've kind of done it in advance by having Virgil and that all in place already. So I'm entering into it in a pretty good place. I don't know where I'll be using my free hit. Could be any time, whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. I've just put a quick poll in the chat just to get a reflection of how many people might be using clips this week. So do let us know if you're using a clip. So come to you now, Kieran, because you have got the wild card, and I've got a wild card draft on the next slide. Maybe you could just talk through what you're planning to do in this period, when you're planning to use the wild card, and maybe we could use that to start talking about some of these possible options in teams like Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah, so my problem at the moment is having players in that I don't want to take out, right? Like I've got the right kind of people in at the moment. Even now, as I've bought Thiago in, I'm going, all right, who am I benching in the team? So it's starting to get towards that stage. So my focus more is getting myself into a good bench boost situation rather than anything else. And I've been looking at game week 16, 17 for my bench boost because, using the transfers between now and AFCON to start building and getting those players in ahead of that, and then using those 5 transfers in AFCON. So for me, my wild card, I'm probably looking at delaying it as late as possible. I'm thinking if I can be using that game week 19, then I'm setting myself up basically ahead of everyone else going into the second half of the season, because I can kind of have that team from 19 to 25 off of the back of a wild card and start building up the transfers again. So yeah, I'm fortunate by having the right players in, like looking through the upcoming fixtures. The double Palace defense is great this week, great game week 14, and you'd probably play them at home against Man United as well. same with like Senesi, still a strong asset with that West Ham, Sunderland, Everton one, and Semenyo can't come out at the moment. So my situation's more driven by I've got most of the players that I'd want for this. Like I could bring Virgil in, but it's which defender do I take out? Like I've got Alderete who I want to play this week, so maybe Alderete goes to Virgil game week 13 for West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton type of run. But again, there's no sort of major issues in my team. I don't need to jump onto players. And that's just putting me in a position where I'm going, do I have a bit of fun and go for punty picks, like bringing in Villa attacker for a 3-week run, knowing that I've got that wild card to get myself out of it. But yeah, I'm probably just delaying that wild card. I also think, and I've heard some people start going, you don't want to bring in this player because they're going to AFCON. There's also nothing wrong with using your AFCON transfers to transfer out an AFCON player.
Yeah.
Because in game weeks, when you get those topped up, you need to use one that week because the next week you get another transfer. So if you don't use it when you're topped up to 5, there's no point. So yeah, like if there's any players that take my fancy that are going to AFCON, I'd still be bringing them up into sort of like game week 14, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you think someone who's not, I'll come to you, for someone who's maybe not in a good a position as Kieran, doesn't want to hold out to 19, when would you think the best time to wildcard would be? I guess the 5 AFCON transfers does make it difficult, doesn't it, to sort of settle on a week?
Yeah, I mean, it does. But, I hate to just like do the cop-out answer of like it's team dependent, but it really is. I mean, there's a world where, a team is hanging on their wild card and maybe they're not as well set up as Kieran, but they're tripled up on Bournemouth, who are home West Ham this week. That team, for example, I would say, no, chill, relax, you're fine. Team looks good this week. Captain whoever and relax and go again. But yeah, in general, I would just look at your team. If there's ever a week where you're going to use, let's say, 3 or 4 frees just to sort of fix your 11, excuse the ambulance outside, fix your 11 and, still have a lot of bad picks in your team, that's probably a good week to just wildcard instead. Just wildcard instead of using your 3 or 4 frees. You'll come out of the wildcard with a good team and the 4 frees that you were going to use. And that's kind of how I like to look at it. But if you're me, just never wildcard. I should just never wildcard. Just mess my team up.
Before we go on to have a look at the wildcard draft, let's have a quick look at this quick discussion of these 3 teams. Trig, I mean, Liverpool, we've already touched on Nketiah and Isaac, but beyond Van Dijk, who I think we probably can agree is a good choice, is there anyone we should be targeting? So the next fixtures are Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton. Is there anyone else there we should be targeting?
I honestly can't think of anybody. I mean, Salah if he was cheap, but he isn't. So, no. I mean, once Salah goes to AFCON, I think that might be the time to get Liverpool assets in.
Really?
Because we're going to have a much better idea on who to get, I suspect. No, it's a tricky time, isn't it? I mean, maybe in a week or 2 we'll have a better idea, but Isaac's difficult as well, isn't he? Just because of his price and that we don't have the structure to really bring him in either. So what we really want is a midfielder, I think, which is why everyone's going Szoboszlai. He's like a second choice, isn't he? We're settling for second best, I think, if we do get him. But under the new kind of rules and everything, I guess he makes a bit of sense. But and his price is very cheap. He was fantastic against Real Madrid. I mean, he's on all the free kicks and corners and stuff. So maybe he is a good pick. I'm still thinking of bringing him in. I'd like to see one game first before I bring him in, I think.
I think it's relatively easy to make the case for him. Sorry to cut you off. I just think it's easy to make the case for him, and yet he might not be a good pick at the same time, because there's the games where he kind of plays right back or he plays as one of the double pivot, and it seems like he's gonna DEFCON. He's been incredibly good on DEFCONs. He's still on set pieces. He's still on free kicks. He's still on direct free kicks, corners, whatever. And then there's the games where he's playing number 10, and in those games he has really good underlying stats. He gets good chances. He creates good chances, all this stuff. The fear is that the games where you own him in FPL, he kind of does neither. It's like, this is a good attacking game, and he fell just short and didn't get DEFCONs or an attacking return. or this is a good DEFCON game. He was just short of DEFCONs and didn't, only took 2 corners, and it's like he's stuck in between the 2 stools or whatever. But yeah, I think he's okay. He's an okay pick.
Kieran, what do you reckon about Man City? And I mean, I was thinking this before, and I've been hearing people talking this week about. I think you talked about Doku on FML this week, didn't you, Alan? And who's the other one I heard talked about? O'Reilly and
oh yeah.
I mean, Kieran, do you think anyone outside? I would not go to anyone outside, even with the good fixtures they've got coming up, which Newcastle, okay, difficult. Then Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, Crystal Palace. Would you go for anyone outside of maybe the keeper or Haaland?
Only if you want to, anyone you pick outside of them is going to be a minute's risk, right? With Champions League game in between these fixtures and the ridiculous amount of players they have that are now fit that can come into it. So, when you are looking at any of the attacking players, which one do you pick? We saw Shirky get a haul 1 week. We see Marmoush is probably going to get his one. So they're all going to start being involved in it. And I think it's fine to kind of just pick one of them and go with it if you want for the 3-week period, but appreciate that you're going to get sub appearances in at least one of those games and maybe no minutes. So it's probably a good upside chance, but unpredictable as to which of those attackers you'd go for. And I think it's somewhat similar with O'Reilly, right? Where really good pick. If we knew he was playing every single game week, then he'd be a no-brainer at 4.9 with the City fixtures. But we don't know that he'll be doing that. So he's probably the one that I'd be most tempted to go with out of any of them, because it's not the end of the world if he is benched. And I don't know, does he get subbed on if he's benched? Does City still make those defensive changes as much as they used to, or do they start bringing on all of these recovered attackers now at every opportunity?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard. It's Haaland, and do you really want to go with a Donnarumma who, he's going to get you clean sheets, but like the above average boy said, it's boring, right? That's all you're getting. You're not getting your save points. City are still going to concede a stupid goal against Leeds and stuff like that. So you're not even banking on your clean sheets with them.
O'Reilly's interesting.
Yeah, and
we got to talk about O'Reilly. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you give us your opinion on them, and also maybe if you think any Man United are worth it for this run coming?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I was just gonna shout out O'Reilly because he has been subbing on in the 3 games he hasn't started. He did sub on, which is obviously really annoying. Those are 1-point, almost guaranteed 1-pointers. But when Aït-Nouri goes to AFCON, I mean, he should be starting, you would think, 4 out of 5 games minimum, if not every game, when Aït-Nouri is at AFCON. So if you think he's going to start maybe, let's just say 3 out of the next 5 with a couple 1-pointers in there, and then he'll start maybe 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, I think there's upside there. I think, he's obviously good attacking. They're a good defense and a good team. They'll keep clean. So I'm pretty high on O'Reilly. Even though usually with minutes, I wouldn't go to a defender with minutes risk. I think the minutes risk goes away very soon, and he's still pretty cheap. I think it might be worth it. But yeah, Man United, I mean, I still would go absolutely nowhere near their defense. I just think their defense is a complete shambles. Their midfield's a complete shambles. But Bruno's a good pick, and Bumo's a good pick. And I think having both is also good. I think it's as simple as that. I mean, I'm not that interested in Cunha, or no one's interested in Sesko or Mount or anything like that. I mean, it's really... The main guys are, I mean, we all know, right? It's Bruno, who's on everything, involved in everything, pens 90 minutes every single week, which should not be, understated. And then Bumo is just the outlet. He is their forward more than anyone else. He stays the furthest forward. The beginning of every attack is to find someone to get the ball to Bumo, whether he's on the right, whether he's on the left, and then he does stuff, much like he did at Brentford. He's great, and we knew he'd be great, and he is.
Trig, Kieran, any thoughts on United?
I quite like Cunha, actually. He hasn't done anything yet, but he's one I'm looking at bringing in, because I think the price of Mbumo is getting very, very high now. He's about 8.6 or something, and Cunha, I think, still at his original price. And I timed it perfectly with him last season, and I'm hoping I can do it again this season. And he does fit my team a lot easier. I can get a much better midfield by getting him And if I get Bumo in, I have to get someone like Anderson in, I think, if I want Bumo. Whereas I can have two good midfielders without him. So I've already got Fernandez. So I'm not in a rush to get one of them in, but it will be in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Okay.
Defenders.
Yeah,
I mean, De Ligt is looking decent, I think. I know he scored at the weekend, so it's easy to say that, but I don't think they're going to be that bad defensively.
Sorry, Kieran, I cut you off there.
They are improving. I think they are getting better. There's a bit more confidence around the team now. And I think Amarin's ideas are finally starting to pay a few dividends. So they're the best they've looked for a couple of years now, aren't they? So we shall see how they get on. Often it's easy fixtures that show them up a bit, isn't it? But we'll see. Maybe for that West Ham Wolves game, I'm definitely hoping to have at least one more Man United player in for those two matches.
Kieran, do you have any thoughts on Man United?
Yeah, similar to what everyone said on the ones that you mentioned there. I'm still tempted by Ahmad just on his price point there. And yes, he might be playing as a wing back, but the Bruno system is just be really, really, really far forward, and we'll get our centre mids to drop back and cover you when you are doing that more often than not. So I think better option, like you're not going as good as Dorgu is. He's not getting a minute, so you're not going with him, and you don't really want to take up a defensive spot with someone like him compared to De Ligt. So he looks good. The one thing that I've just been staring at, though, and I'm sure most people realise it, is just looking at game week 15 and 19, and it's only just dawned on me that they're the exact same, just reversed.
What?
Home and away.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Love that.
That's strange to have.
Which is interesting because you look at that City run and you see Sunderland in green and you go, are they? And then you see game week 19 and they're grey and you go, yeah, okay.
That's strange because you think the two would appear in different halves of the season, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? It's a bit of strange.
You won't have played everyone twice by then, would you?
No.
There'll be one team that everyone's not played.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it'd have to be after 19. That's very strange. Anyway, shall we move on to the wildcard draft? So I'll just talk through it. To take any, bias out, I've done this on wildcard and FPL review. I think my value is currently team value is about 101 million, something like that. And I put in the parameters so anyone who knows how to use FPL, that I'd used all my clips, even though I haven't, and I told it to run it from game week 12 to 19. So this is the team it came out with. So Verbruggen and Kelleher in goal, Van Dijk, Anderson, Gabriel, Timber, and Munoz. Big, almost five at the back. You could play with that, couldn't you? Fernandez, Saka, Semenyo, Lefay, is that you say his name? And Minter in midfield, and then Haaland, the man at the moment, Thiago and Marshall up front.
It's not on the screen, Gary.
Yeah, it's good.
I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, now it is.
You're looking at the screen, Trig. Trig, can I hand over you to give your thoughts on this? I'm just going to go and powder my nose as usual at this point in the stage. You lads just give your thoughts and what differences maybe you would have if you were wildcarded. Trig, you want to?
I wouldn't have Marshall, I think. I don't even know who Marshall is. Who's Marshall?
Doesn't even have an avatar.
Is he the same price as Gooey, or is he more expensive?
He's 4-4. Yeah.
So that's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Why would review want Marshall?
Review's always doing the stupidest thing I can imagine.
It's just a waste of 0.2 million, isn't it?
For a guy who will never have a chance to play, really. I mean,
who does he play for?
West Ham. He has 2 sub appearances. He's not, I don't know.
Yeah, and Lefay, I don't know why Lefay's in. I guess he's a 4.5 million midfielder.
He took a pen. Yeah, he might have pens for them, but I mean, I'm looking at the keepers like Bart and Kelleher. What are we doing? Yeah. Like, why? There's no
Kelleher is very high on Solio. He's like the second.
He's fine.
Then go with him, right?
Yeah, just go with him.
You don't need 2 of them at that price. It's the rotating keepers does my head in because you look at keepers' hauls. It's in the games where they keep a clean sheet and save lots of shots against harder teams.
Exactly.
Whenever you bench them, and just put Roos in goal. He's saving everything. He's a top scorer.
Kelleher's best total on the season was home and United. You know, he's not getting the hauls at West Ham. It's the hauls when he makes saves, gets it clean, gets bonus against a decent team, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I hate
Bruggen's
that.
an awful choice. Absolutely. I like the defense.
Horrendously bad choice.
You can't complain about the defense, I think. That's a pretty good defense.
That's good.
I'll never get behind Anderson in there. There's just too many better options than Anderson. He's fine, but there's just better options.
Yeah,
apparently, Silva's now gone odds on to be the next manager sacked. I think they've lost like the last 5 games or something, haven't they?
He usually sacks himself. He doesn't let the club do it.
Well,
no,
he's not signed a new deal, so
yeah.
I think it's a combination, right? He's saying that he's not going to commit to a new contract, and they're going, well, what's the point in us sticking with you till the end of the year then, when like it's not going to cost us much to release you from your contract? We can just get someone in and give them this season to get stuff back together first.
Fair, I guess. Yeah. I mean, if I was wildcarding, which assumes that, you know, you have a pretty good 14 or 15 players, that's when I would punt on someone like O'Reilly, who's a shout for a double-digit haul whenever he starts, and soon will be starting very regularly, I believe, when Aït-Nouri goes away. I mean, I also just think, you know, Mo should be in a team, but it's hard to look at this and be like, oh, switch these 5 players out so that you can afford a 14 million Mo. But, you know, even this week, I'm curious who you guys are captaining. I mean, it looks like a Mo week to me.
Well, I was going to say about this as well. We just spent loads of time talking about 3 teams, right? Man City, Liverpool, Man United. There's one of each of them in this wildcard team, which shows how difficult it is to do. But it also shows that, from my opinion, reviewing all the data beforehand. If we go back and you look like at City's run from game week 12 to game week 19, there's not a bad fixture in there, right? So I think it's one of those where these are players that I think most people have some of already, right? Like most people have at least one Arsenal defender. Most people have a Munoz. Most people have Semenyo in their team still. Everyone has Haaland. So it's those little tweaks in there. It looks fine. It just isn't. There's nothing inspiring about it to me. It just is, cool. Yeah, that's what I've got to.
It's not a team for the future. It's just sort of like, this is now. I'm just like caught up to everyone, and I kind of have the same team as everyone, and I'm not sort of like projecting down the line. Like, I don't know, maybe it's incapable of like looking at fixtures. Like, why wouldn't you have a Man United double up? You know, look at their run. You know, why wouldn't Review put Bumo in instead of Semenyo, like, or Minta? Like, or Cunha even, like you said, Nick, like with their run. I mean, that just makes no sense to me. I feel like it's not really taking in the next group of fixtures.
Well, Bournemouth have got great fixtures as well for the next 3.
That's true.
And you're going to look at the data on Semenyo, so
yeah.
I mean, it does have transfers, so maybe Review's done this and it's planning to change Semenyo to a Man United midfielder in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks a good team to me. I don't see.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Apart from Marshall and Lefay
the double keeper. I'm not that high on Minta. I mean, I like watching him, but I don't think he's a great FPL pick.
What formation would you be playing here? 5. What's a 5?
4-4-2, I guess.
Probably 4-4-2 based on fixtures. Yeah.
Anderson, Lefay, and Marshall on the bench most weeks.
Yeah, this week Anderson home Sunderland, so I don't know who you'd bench. You know, someone bench Minta maybe. Yeah. What do you guys think of Minta? I'm not too high on Minta.
Oh, I love him, Ellen. He's got me 14 points in 2 game weeks since I got him in.
I mean, he's awesome. I like watching him, but I just don't know how reliable the points are going to be. You know, he's a bit inconsistent. Brighton are a very inconsistent team. I just feel like you never know what you're going to get with them.
Brighton always have these wingers, right? That are Brighton are great at having really exciting, fantastic dribblers to watch that will get you off the edge of your seat. And I totally get that. Like, if there's a game on TV that you can watch and it's going to be a Brighton game, I'd want to have Minta in it while I'm watching it because it is exciting. Sure. But they all go through it, right? We have Matoma, who becomes an option, has 3 fantastic game weeks, and then they decide they're going to attack down the other side for the rest of the season. You know, then Adingra starts doing it, and now he's not even starting for Sunderland. So it's almost like these quick, here is the new hot topic from Brighton, and they're fantastic. And then they're just going to change the tactics, and everything will go through the centre, or teams figure out how to push Minta down the path he doesn't want to go when he's dribbling, because they've now got so much more data on watching him run at defenses. So he's I'd agree. He's fine. He's got the points for it, but he wouldn't be a transfer in for me anytime soon now.
It's good to see reviews going for the same structure that I've moved to with Thiago and Haaland.
There you go.
No Matata. It hasn't gone for Matata, which is interesting. So it's gone Thiago and Haaland. Yeah, it didn't even go. I guess it didn't go. It doesn't go for AFCON players because it gives them all zeros for game week 17 and that onwards.
Yeah, I wonder
so
if
they
it
kind of fall right down.
Does it
That's
know
why
we're
SAR's
getting the
not in there.
freeze?
I don't know if it
Yeah,
does.
no, it'll know we're getting the. It'll know we're getting the freeze. I know
Okay.
Solo does because Solo always wants me to make.
It doesn't
5
seem to be modelling it that.
transfers.
It doesn't.
Really? It tells you to make 5 transfers.
It's not modelling it that well if it does, because it does model
No,
a lot of
it
things
isn't.
really well, but it's not modelling
It-
5 free transfers very well.
It's 100% avoiding any player that is going to AFCON because it's just looking forward 10 weeks and their average score isn't good because of the zeros in AFCON.
Right.
That's why Sar isn't in there. It won't get Bumo.
Right.
It won't get any player that's going to AFCON. It won't get them.
What do we think about Saka being in this as well? Like, for me, again, as an Arsenal fan, he's fine, but that's a lot of money to be invested in there. Like, that is where I think there's so many better options. Downgrade Saka, get someone in better than Lefay, start actually getting those exciting picks from your Man Uniteds, from your Cities, from your... I was going to say from your Liverpool, but it's not really one you can get there.
Not too exciting there.
City's too much of a minute's risk for anyone apart from Haaland. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But with a team like this, like looking at that, we were just saying, like, what team are you playing? You can play 5 at the back most weeks, and then you can take that punt on them. And particularly O'Reilly, right? Put O'Reilly in for Anderson, drop Saka down to Mbumo, someone like that. Sort out these 2 goalkeepers into just having one of them, and Dubravka, but then just play in one of them each week. So yeah, it's fine. It just doesn't excite me, and I think it is down to that point, like you said, Trig. It's going up to it. I wonder what a wild card would look like for game week 12 to game week 15 by comparison, and how many different assets it would have picked for that.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It
would probably be very different. Yeah.
You should cut it off after game week 16 and then it won't know that AFCON exists.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just done a quick poll. What do you rate this wild card? Great, good, meh, review sucks. I've written review suck. Anyway, so the answer to the other poll, what tips are people using this game week? No tip 84%, 7% wild card, free hit 7%, bench boost / triple captain only 2%. I'm a bit surprised by it. I thought there would be more wild carders than 7%. You guys think that?
Most people have used it. That was the original week, wasn't it? When people were talking about using it was game week 13, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
most people gave up and true.
But yeah, I'm quite surprised by free hit 7%. But
I would never free hit the week after an international break. That is just the recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I agree. Any final
thoughts? I think
okay.
I was going to say maybe the wild cards are so low. Like, I can see the plan for it, but we've just then looked at the 3 best teams fixture wise, and we can't pick more than 4 players from them combined that you're going to bring into your team.
Right.
So that initial plan, like, you would have hoped by now that Salah's back on form or this player's doing well, and then it would be a great week to wild card. But you're taking a lot of punts if you're going to do anything excited to take advantage of those fixtures.
Any final thoughts on the wild card before we move on to our game week 12 teams?
I think having Saka in there is good because Palmer could be back very shortly, and we never know how he's going to turn out. Probably not a good option.
Yeah, I've never seemed to have much luck with Palmer. So let's move on. I'll keep that poll going for another couple of minutes. Alan, your team first, mate. So obviously very, very, very early thoughts, but Dubravka, I'll read out your team. I won't bother saying all the teams. Actually, just tell us your very early thoughts, mate, about what your moves might be.
I mentioned Alderete. I'm scared of him. Like this, I'm not trying to make a joke of it. Like, it's really actually concerning that he had a concussion, was supposed to be back the next game week, and he's missed 3 weeks now. So maybe there's something like actually very wrong there, and I should be worried about him as just not an option ever. Because I was planning on starting him this week, but I don't know what's going on. I mentioned earlier, Bowen to Thiago, something like that looks really good. I mean, Bournemouth's defense has been bad enough where I'm almost like, do I want Bowen for this fixture? But they've mostly been bad away, right? So they're still solid at home, and you expect Bournemouth to play well at home. So maybe maybe I should just rip that move this week. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I think captaincy's tough. Like, I think it's another week where I don't think Colin's the best cap. I have it on Moa in this screenshot or whatever, but you could talk me into Saka. You could talk me into someone I don't even own being good, like a Man United mid maybe. City away Newcastle, I feel like they drop points every year. For the last 3 or 4 years, and they just don't perform that well. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game. So I'm really curious where you guys are all out on captain, but I don't think it's a Haaland week. I think I want to go against the field.
I think if I had Salah, but I don't. But I'm a bit worried, Kieran. I'm a bit worried about the double Arsenal defence this week at home to Tottenham, because I've got the same. It doesn't feel like a clean sheet to me.
It does to me. Arsenal are better defense. In my opinion, Arsenal are more switched on when they're playing teams that they think are harder defensively, because they don't want to lose the ball. They don't want to have to come from behind, etc. So I think they're both fine for this week in particular. All the rest, I was just having a quick look at it. Apparently, he has, or the last information they had about him was that he was recovering, and hopefully he can get minutes with his international team. So he's heading over your side, actually, Alon, against USA on the 15th.
Oh,
so
okay.
Maybe checking that.
I'll scout
give you
him.
any insight on it. Yeah. I think he's in Chester, wherever that is.
Couldn't tell you.
But I think Arsenal defence is still fine. It's good for games like this, and they're both attacking players. And Spurs, like, who's scoring the goals for Tottenham, and how do you see them breaking down this Arsenal team, particularly at home? I think in a weird way it was good for Arsenal to drop points to Sunderland, because it's almost that wake up call. And then to have your North London rivals at your stadium when you come back, they go into want to just shore up shit, make a statement, 2-0 win, something like that, and just send the fans home happy again.
Do you reckon, as an Arsenal, I think the odds they're now odds on to win a title. Do you reckon that's fair? I mean, they've got a bit of a lead, haven't they?
Oh yeah, but we're literally 10 weeks in. Like, there's like no one's played the same teams yet. We just looked at the run that City have coming up till game week 19, and they're all glorious fixtures that you'd expect them to win like 8 of those games. So I think it's so early to say the odds are backed by where the money's going more often than not. So if loads of people start wagering on Arsenal to win, then the bookies are going to drop that price so they don't get their pants drawn, pull down on them. They've got a good chance as any, but I said to Shane at the start of the season, like, people were sleeping on City. They had one bad season. They didn't have Haaland for most of it. He's still arguably the best striker in the world right now. Pep's one of the best managers in the world right now. They signed more players again. Like, and they've won plenty of times before. So it's good that Arsenal are favourites. I expect them to be challenging the whole way through, and I hope they win it. But I just think it's ridiculous when we're 10 weeks in and there's nothing to compare. We're comparing apples to oranges based on who's played who at this stage. That is just too early.
Yeah, it's a good point. Move on to my team. It's Kieran. It's your team next, mate. Any? You've already made a transfer, haven't you? Live on the stream.
Live.
Live on the stream, but.
Yeah, early thoughts.
This is the problem with it, right? So if you now just take Voltamada out of that and put Thiago in, you go, cool. So now who's Thiago starting with? When you've got Lequara and Munoz playing at home, playing against Wolves, cool, fancy both of them. Senesi playing West Ham at home. Mukiele, I'd want to play in that Fulham game because he seems like he's got a chance to score every single week at the moment. Semenyo, Saka, Sarr, Gakpo, all with decent fixtures. Maybe Gakpo finally give him a rest. I benched him last week. So, yeah, I'm happy with the team. I probably am leaning towards right now benching Senesi, if I'm honest, because I think West Ham are on a decent run of fixtures or bit of form at the moment. I think they've got a good chance of scoring. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I also want to bring in... I wanted Buendia last week. I really want Buendia in this week. And he can come in for Eza. But then I'm benching Gakpo, I think. So it's one of those situations I'm in where there's players that I want, but then I just don't know who to do. There's arguments where I could just bench boost it if I changed Eza to Buendia and get it out the way. He's not going to get me any points. Dubravka might get me a couple of save points. But then I'm not concerned about who I've got on the bench. I won't do that, but it kind of gets you into those dilemmas when you start making your transfers.
Trig, I've just noticed something here. 5 at the back. 5 at the back. Are you liking it?
No, not really.
Oh, really? It's your meta.
I'd definitely play Thiago over Mukiele or
for sure
Senesi. I mean,
Gakpo,
in this team, I'd probably,
you know,
I'd just look at the odds and then decide. I think, to be honest, but if you've got Petrovic, maybe that's more reason to bench Senesi. But I'd probably start Senesi this week because West Ham are rubbish at defending set pieces.
Yeah,
so Senesi could
really
get a
are.
goal.
Yeah.
You've got too many good players.
I think
That's
Fulham
your
will
problem.
score at home probably against Mukiele and Sunderland. I'm not. That's a fine bench for me. Gakpo's a fine bench for me too. I mean, that's.
I think if it's
Dyche,
if it's Fulham at home, I'd play Mukiele almost certainly, but they are a different team away from home.
For sure. Yeah. Well, it's also one of those things where, like, when a team has their like big dip, like that was a really, really bad result for Fulham, right? 2-0 to Everton, losing 2-0 to Everton. I always expect them to have a little bit of a response to that, right? I mean, there's they're down, Silva's leading the sack race, whatever, all this stuff. That's just when they're going to surprise you and put in a good performance, right? And maybe Muniz will be fit, maybe Jimenez will be more fit. I mean, I don't know. I just think, they'll probably score.
Okay, let's move on to have a look at my team. Thoughts on my team. I'm thinking of Rhett Rowland again, to be honest, guys. Like, I think that team looks good for this game week. And yeah, I don't know. Even though I said I'm complaining about probably free hitting and then having to use 5 free transfers. Sorry, I haven't got 5 free transfers. I've got 4. Should have said that. I made a mistake earlier. To roll in 2-5 and then free hitting and then coming out with 5 free transfers, which I have to then use in 2 game weeks before AFCON. I mean, would you, Alan? Any transfers here you think urgent? Any urgent issues need addressing? You could see.
Urgent? No, definitely not. I mean, having Richards on the bench is a luxury here. I'd probably put him in front of Enzo. I'm not high on Enzo as a pick at all.
Really? Away against Burnley?
Yeah, but he's going
to play.
If he plays, he'll play in the double pivot. If he starts, he'll play 60 minutes. He might not start. Probably won't start. There's no reason to start him. Yeah, I just don't think he's a great pick. He's not. He's like very shitty version of someone like Bruno. Like, he's not going to def con. Yeah, he has pens, but he's not that attacking. It's like I just don't see it with him. So I'd probably put Richards in for Enzo, and you're just good. You're just good to go.
Wow. You agree, Trig?
I wouldn't do that. I don't like Enzo either, but I'd still start him if I had him. I mean, you've got to really against Burnley, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start. But if I was you, because you've got all these transfers, you've got to start using them. And I would take out Timber and get Virgil van Dijk in. That's what I'd do this week.
Not bad.
Home to Forest. But it's the start of a good run. And like you said, because Tottenham, it's a very high heated game.
No, I agree. I agree. I think
that's what I'd do.
I think I've got 0.2 in the bank, so I don't know if I could afford it.
Yeah, he's only 5.9.
Okay.
Now, Virgil van Dijk.
Okay. I'd agree with that as well. And similar to what we were saying about Chelsea's fixtures coming up, Arsenal have Bayern Munich in between their games as well. So they're going Tottenham, Bayern Munich, Chelsea.
That's brutal.
Yeah. So that probably is a smart move to do. And there's also, it wouldn't surprise me, like Arsenal have depth defensively now for pretty much every player. And with these fixtures coming up, I think all of the players are going to get at least one game off during this run in the Premier League. And Timber has Ben White sitting there ready to go, who we know can do the job. So it wouldn't surprise me for Ben White to get a game over. Again, I wouldn't expect him to. I think you stick with Timber, but it wouldn't surprise me if in one of those games he was there and Van Dijk just has those fixtures.
Yeah.
Van Dijk never gets a rest, so he's going to play every game.
Poor bloke.
He gets a rest when he chases players back these days, doesn't he?
I mean, it's good to get him in, I think, now. Good to get him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got all those transfers saved. I'd be getting worried if I had that many transfers now.
Well, at least I get rid of one then before I use my free hit and come out with less, having to worry less players to get injured. Trig, let's move on to your team, mate. Any early thoughts?
Yeah, I've got two different plans. First plan is to go to Reinders to Semenyo. I can do that this week. And then the following week, I can do Enjoy to Szoboszlai.
I can't believe you're getting
plan
Semenyo after all this time, Trig.
And then in a couple of weeks' time, take out Semenyo for Cunha. And then that's as far as I've got with my planned transfers. All the other move is take out Enjoy this week and get Bumo in because I can afford. I can't afford to do Reinders to Bumo, but I can afford to do Enjoy to Bumo. But the downside of that plan is that Reinders is losing money while I'm waiting, and I will not be able to get Szoboszlai if I use that plan. I'll have to get someone like Anderson. So this is why I'm leaning towards Reinders to Semenyo. Covers me against that massive ownership, just in case he does go off. If he blanks against West Ham, I'm not going to keep him. He's going to come straight back out to Cunha. And it's more of a defensive play to avoid having a rank splatter this week, like happened like 5 weeks ago or whatever with Semenyo. So I'm not going to take that chance again. Home to West Ham. And we'll see what happens. But that's probably what I'm going to do this week, I think.
What's the issue with Endai? Why are you were very big on
because I've looked through on FPL team, and nearly every week he's on my bench.
Really?
Because most weeks Thiago, it's going to be between him and Thiago most weeks. They're never going to bench Saka, Fernandes, Haaland, or Szoboszlai if I get him. So it's always going to be Enjoy going on the bench.
Yeah, they do have really bad fixtures.
They do. Like he's benched this week. You know, as soon as I take Reinders out for Semenyo, then I'll be benching Enjoy this week, won't I?
Yeah, Alan, I was going to say,
it's either that, or I guess go back a sec. Because I wouldn't want to. I think Enjoy's worse than Senesi or Lacroix this week, isn't he? Away at Man United. I think I'd rather start Senesi.
So. Man United's defense has been very porous, even while they're playing well. You know, it's one of those where the players are playing well, but they're still going to concede chances and goals to pretty much everyone. I mean, that's a tough one.
Bournemouth have been okay at home defensively.
Yeah, they have.
It's just away. They've been awful. And it's the same with Man United. They've been okay at home, I think, and terrible away from home. So at Old Trafford or wherever they play now, I think I'd rather bench Enjoy. But, you know, you wouldn't be surprised if he did sneak a goal.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, free Haaland captain is there, I think, answers your question from earlier. Does that give you any second thoughts about captaining Salah, or just dig you in even further?
What did he say?
He was talking about the Haaland captain. Like I haven't thought about who I'm captaining yet, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not settled.
No, I haven't either. I'll be captaining whoever's top of the polls.
Yeah, like Trig's got so many options in his team, right? Like you could go Bruno, you could go Sarr this week. You know, if you've got Mateta, I don't like captaining strikers, to be honest, because their roots.
Saka's a good option as well.
Yeah. So I think I agree. It's a good week to go against Haaland. He'll obviously score a hat trick with us all doing that to punish us all when it's the right week to do it. But yeah, I haven't thought about it enough yet, to be honest with you, Gary. Mine's just set on that because that's what it looked like when you asked me to send my team.
I think if you've got a bad rank, this is the week to try and do something about it.
Would you go Lacroix?
Captain?
No
No way. You're crazy.
What about Munoz? If you had Munoz, would he be an option? Away against a team who can't score
If
or
I
win?
was forced to captain a defender, it'd be Senesi or Virgil in Trig's team. I mean, at least they're home against teams who are bad on set pieces, but I wouldn't captain a defender, I don't think.
I expect Forrest to score. He's in there more out of hope than expectation, Virgil.
Senesi, there's upside there, but I still wouldn't, I don't think.
It's just weird, right?
Sar's
Sar's
an interesting.
Sar's a shout. Yeah, Sar's a shout.
I still think like defenders are the ones getting way more double-digit returns. I saw it the other day. I think Alderete's got 3 double-digit hauls in 5 home games.
Damn
which
right.
is just crazy.
Ballard also.
Ballard. That's what I meant. Yeah. But so I think I'd be more tempted to go for a defender as my captain if I was going to go away from Haaland, particularly if I was at a worse rank, because I think that's where you can. If you get your double-digit haul from a defender, you are laughing and jumping up a million places.
I think the models all give Saka and Fernandes more points than Haaland this week, don't they? But I think Haaland's only predicted to get about 5.5 points, which is like about the only time he's been below 6 for the entire season.
I was just going to go over the results of our quick poll. So this review jar, for anyone who's just joined, we've got meh 40%, reviews sucks 33%, good 15%, and great 12%. So I don't think the chat particularly like it.
It's gone very expensive in defence, hasn't it? Very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at just Senesi's home record, I mean, it's close to 6 points a game at home. It's not,
it's less Senesi out. I'm quite surprised it's less Senesi out.
That's crazy, right? I mean,
he is 5 million now.
He's 5 million, but his next 3 are home West Ham, away Sunderland, home Everton. With their home record, at least the 2 homes, you're looking at 100% want him in my team.
I think you're right. Take out Anderson, put him in, and downgrade one of the keepers if you're going to go that much in defence.
Yeah, for sure.
Take Verbruggen out. He's hopeless.
Yeah, it's just why is his mouth open too?
It's so weird, isn't it?
It's so weird. Their mouth is open like that. Close your mouth.
So I'm happy. Minter looks like he's just been stopped off or something.
Oh my god! Yeah,
it's very weird.
Poor old Marshall doesn't even have a.
Why is it? But why does Marshall have the most amount of graphics in his hair in that picture? He has no
his hair
face. If you go back, he's got a nice little flick there. It's perfectly.
He's the Invisible Man. That's what it is. Well, he's not invisible, is he? He's grey.
What's Bruno up to? Another mouth open merchant. I don't know what's going on with these guys.
I don't know. I made a joke in our WhatsApp group the other night that I won't repeat here about waiting to do something to someone. But anyway. So before we finish, I had, if this thing lets me get to the right slide. So one of our co-hosts who is on with us next week, Andrew, FPL Nightmare, put this tweet out on Sunday night, I think it was, and they discussed it on Juice last night. So I'll read the tweet out and then I'll explain the content. So Fantasy Premier League tweeted out, bye-bye Marco Senesi clean sheet points. During the game, I assume, when Bournemouth conceded. And Andrew's tweet reads, people want Mark Summons to change lots about FPL. I think the game itself is fine, but this sort of childishness from official FPL account needs to stop. Why are they mocking the people who play the game? Why try to make them feel bad, unprofessional and unnecessary? And this Andrew's only got a couple of thousand followers, I'm going to say. He may have more than that. Nearly 1 million views and 178 retweets, 788 likes, 316 comments, but set off a whole... There's even some subreddit, basically a lot of people slagging him off, which obviously me and Nick being co-hosts do not like. But I wanted to ask your opinion, lads. First of all, on the sentiment that Andrew makes in the tweet itself, and then secondly, from all the negative reactions. So the negative reactions are basically, get a life. This guy needs to, he's a crybaby, etc. Trig, I mean, we know Andrew very well. What are your thoughts on this one, mate?
I was very surprised at the way the community reacted, because it seemed a reasonable comment to me. But on Reddit, they went completely off their heads, didn't they? They had a big post about it on Reddit, and they were talking the way they were talking about him. I mean, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? There was like mass hatred going on Reddit. It was unbelievable scenes, and I actually retweeted it and said it was a good post, because the emotions run high, don't they, on match day? And
Trig, can I take 1 second?
I don't even go on to
Trig,
social media now.
Andrew's made an important point, which I didn't say. He didn't play Senesi. This wasn't because he played Senesi. It was just a general point about the FPL account. Sorry, Trig. I just thought I could make that point.
Yeah. So there's a lot of toxicity on Twitter at the best of times, isn't there, with the general people doing it to each other. So FPL joining in, it does seem a bit silly in a way. But I guess they're just upping the engagement, aren't they? I mean, I don't know who puts these out. It's probably just one of the FPL fans, isn't it, who does them? I don't know who it is.
15-year-old admin. Intern.
Yeah. But it is a bit silly, I guess. But nothing to get excited about, which is why I was quite surprised at the big reaction to it. I mean, 178 retweets is madness. Yeah. Normally you get like 4 or 5, don't you, when you put something on there?
If you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Kieran, did you see this one? What was your thoughts, mate?
I saw it, and it's a difficult one, right? Because I agree with, I think there's valid points that Andrew's making, and I think this is a game where, there's a reason why you've got the charity you have that's supporting the stream, right? We know that games like this can cause more emotional connection and stress than it ever should for a stupid game where we're guessing who's going to score points, but it does. And that does impact people mentally, and that's why I like jumping onto sort of having conversations with people. That's kind of my therapy, right? Let's all complain together about how awful it is and how bad the game is rather than how crap we are, ultimately. So I definitely agree with those points. What I find interesting about this, and I guess the premise of it, I agree. Should the game that you're playing poke fun at you for something? No. But on the flip side, they also post when a player does well. Right. And it's like, did you have Cole Palmer for his 17 point? These players captained it. Why is that any different? If you didn't captain him, that also sucks to see, right? Oh, the game's shouting about this player. So do you know what I mean? Like, I agree with it. Should they be doing that? But then should they shout out players that most people might not own as well? It's kind of much of the same to me. So I agree with the overall sentiment. And this is the first time we've seen one of their more negative ones. It's just a bit of a PR mistake more than anything else. I think, am I surprised Reddit went off on something? No, it's Reddit. Like, that's what Reddit's there for. People to go and like, they're probably on a conspiracy theory about Andrew as well now off the back of it. He was, I don't know, I can't even think of one right now. But what I will say is, at the end of it all, he's a smart guy. I think he's probably better positioned than a lot of people to be able to deal with it. And he's very open, and we're going to get to hear how he deals with it through his vlogs as well. And I think this will also goes back to the old saying, any publicity is good publicity, because even though there might be 70% of people, it seems like, are going, oh, you're an idiot, get over it type of thing. There's going to be 30% of people that have never seen him before going, hang on, why is this guy getting backlog? I'm going to watch his next video.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Right. To sum it up, I kind of get the point. Should the game be trying to join in the banter? Yeah, maybe not. Is it much different to them celebrating when a player does well that you don't own? Does that still annoy me? Yeah, annoys me just as much. Might just mute them though, because why do I even need to be following official FPL on Twitter in the first place?
That's the thing. You can just mute official FPL is probably the best thing to do.
But you need to know who got that bullshit assist on a set piece, and there's no other way.
Because no one else will tell me about it. It won't be all over my timeline.
Yeah, I mean, as a Bowen owner, they're tweeting like a Kyle Walker-Peters thing when he stole the goal off. I'm just like, fuck off. Like, I don't understand anyone who could be on the other side of Andrew. I mean, he's obviously right, and they're just trolls, and it's the same as like clickbait, like all that stuff. They're just official FPL's just hoping to get clicks. They want people to be mad. They want people retweeting, being like, fuck you, give me my Rice assist or whatever. That's what they're going for, right? And these, I have no like, I don't like obey official FPL. You know, I don't care about them at all. I just don't understand who could be on their side in this.
Yeah, I'll read out a couple
Nothing else to say.
What Nightmare's written in the chat. So he's written, don't mind people doing it, but the official count, I don't like doing it. It's like the referee joining in with the crowd singing, "You're getting sacked in the morning" to a manager in the dugout. And Reddit now also refers to him as his little pet, apparently.
Oh my God.
I mean, from my perspective, Andrew already knows how I feel about this because I've sent him a voice note about it. All I would say is, right, I agree. First of all, I agree with him and his general point. But to the people tweeting about this, right, they're basically tweeting saying this guy is sad for putting this tweet out about, this issue. How sad are you? You're tweeting about the guy tweeting about this issue. Do you know what I mean? It's like, take a look at your own life. Do you know what I mean? Before you start judging other people, that would be my take on it. But it is as well. It's as you guys say. It's engagement farming, basically, isn't it? And in one way or another.
And just take a look at yourself in the mirror. Why are you bowing down to the official FPL? Like, you're fucking weirdo. Like, who? They're just like the overlords or something. Like, who cares? You know, like who? How are you ever on their side? I can't understand that ever. But whatever, that's just me.
We've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, so I think I'm gonna skip doing a Q&A and round up. Trig, we might do one. So the FPL lock-in this week is you've not heard of it. It's usually a reaction stream that me and Trig do to the game on Saturday night. I'm not sure if I can do it this week because I'm incredibly busy at work. But if not, we will be back the week after. I will tweet out if we are on. Lads, before we finish, maybe you could... Alon, I'll come to you first, mate. I'm sure everyone watching knows who you are, but thanks so much for coming on. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to have you on.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like Kieran said, and I agree. I mean, you always feel better when you're talking to people about your, FPL team or whatever. Like, stewing on it by yourself is never a good. I'm just thinking, I'm such an idiot. Every move I make is bad, but you talk it through and it feels okay. And thanks for having me on. FML FPL anywhere you want. Me and Walsh have been doing it for a very long time. We're not the best managers, but I think we cover a lot of good issues and people think we're funny or whatever. So yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Good to talk to you.
They all want a Q&A.
Yep, but they're not getting one. They can wait.
I got to run to the bathroom though.
They can wait till Saturday. Kieran, the number one ranked FPL content creator. Where can we find you, mate?
So on X, I'm FPL _discomfort. Then, as mentioned, Shane and I do a podcast every week. The FPL Double Pivot. He changed the name of it now, so that actually does become searchable for people. We should, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything, have a new episode of the quiz show that you've both been on, Nick and Gary, FPL Tension, being released this week.
Is Aston Yelena on that one? I saw her in the Juice Cat talking.
Not Yelena. It's I won't give it away, but it's a good cast. It's a good cast, so it should be out this week, hopefully. I'm more than happy with Az being on there, but I think we'll let people jump on there because it's not saying any of the other ones haven't been. I've been fortunate with the people that have all jumped on it, but there's a even more enjoyable banter continuing through this one. I'd also say, and it just dawned on me now, that my biggest regret this season was I remember listening to FML FPL's season review and the takeaways, and it was use your bench boost game week 1, and then we get 2 of them. And I benched Semenyo game week 1 and didn't use my bench boost, so I'm now just kicking myself out.
You'd be flying. You'd be even higher than the higher content creator league or whatever.
And I wouldn't be planning, like, when am I going to use my bench boost? Like, I already did that. I got my Semenyo 14 points or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's been really good to be on here as always. It's, like I said, it's fun just to be talking with people and get all kinds of different opinions. And just...
I messaged Kieran and Shane, his podcast partner, Alon, and said, can either of you make it this week? Alon from FPL, and Kieran said, I'm not sure if I can make it, but I'll make sure I am. I love FML FPL so much.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, you were great.
So you can find links to the Double Pivot and FML FPL in the description below. Senior New Zealand chess champion. We all know where we can find you, but tell us anyway, mate.
Trig Talks FPL on YouTube. I guess you'll find me there if you haven't already.
Yeah, you did a review of Solio last night, didn't you? How much did they give you?
I did it. That's right.
How much did they give you for that?
Solio. I didn't even acknowledge. You haven't even acknowledged I've done one yet. So.
They not because he posted in your comments before, didn't he? The last time you did it.
Yeah, the last time maybe they're all away probably this week, aren't they?
It's because you were nice to them. So if you're nasty to them, then they acknowledge you. But if you're nice to them, they're like, "Oh, he's fine. We don't need to say anything to him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thanks everyone so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. As I say, I will put out a message if we are going to do the lock-in this week. But if not, please join us for the podcast next week when we have me, Trig, FPL Nightmare, and I believe Kanji is back on. Sorry for not doing a Q&A this week, but we will try and do one on Saturday. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, people.
Cheers.